Fixxx on Dash Radio. Get the shit.
Anomalous.
Anomalous.
Anomaly.
Anomalous.
Anomaly.
Anomalies. Monopoly.
That boy good. That boy good.
That boy good. That boy good. Pass that nigga the collection, please. Spell it, nigga. Monopolies. Monopolies.
That was really dope, though. That was a vibe. It was really
appreciate it.
smooth.
Dope,
It was
yeah.
really cool.
It gave me the Usher type.
Yeah.
of feel. It was
Definitely.
dope.
Yeah,
It was
he's
dope.
one of my
Inspirations?
idols. Yeah,
that's dope.
for sure, man.
I can see that.
You know, Confessions album changed my life for real.
Man, that
Great
shit
album.
changed my life too. I ain't even hold you. I don't even sing that. fucking
Confessions?
album. Yeah, that shit was.
I'm glad when that shit
lit
came out, I was young. So any damage I did, I couldn't have nobody look at me like, nigga, that's you and that's
Yeah.
something.
I ain't even gonna hold you. Like the storytelling was amazing on that joint.
I just think for him it was just really cool, at least for an R&B cat like myself, to be open and honest and tell his story, and that kind of helped me find my own voice with my music.
That's dope.
What about Usher's newest release? Have you listened to that? I know he just dropped like an album.
Yeah, I heard the one single was Zaytoven, and I thought it was dope. I think that him being a great singer, it's like it's a weird place because like obviously you sing really good, but then you hear music where certain artists don't sing really good, and then they do the same kind of track. So it's kind of like, to me, it had to grow on me to hear where that voice actually fits.
Okay.
Because you know,
Usher's
yeah,
voice.
yeah. Just because the track is, you know, obviously it's heavy, heavy hip hop influenced, and but he still got it.
He make hits.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Usher.
He still got it.
So I
he-
know in the beginning you've overcome a lot of tragedy.
Yeah.
You know, with your parents, and then you had an accident yourself, right?
Yeah.
So you want to talk about that, like how you use the energy from, you know, losing your parents, you know, from overcoming that to, you know, have an extra drive in anything that you're facing in your career. Has that
Absolutely.
played a part in anything for you like that?
Yeah, I mean, just to tell you the truth, my whole life has been inspired by pain. You know,
Okay.
losing my folks at my mom. I lost my father at 19, 20, and I lost my mother at 21, 20. So like 9 months apart from each other. So coming from a small town like Georgia and Savannah, we just, you know, my family, we treat pain inward. We don't express it out. So we just kind of held it in and just get, you know, have all that energy to like at least try to do something with it. So I came to California.
Okay.
So I used that to inspire me to go, okay, well, I can't stay here because, you know, when you're in a small town, everybody know you. So then I just got tired of hearing the fucking, you know, sorry for your loss. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to anybody who says that, but at the same time, you just like, man, I just want to move on from this and at least try to find a, you know, happy place where I can be cool with this. So I came out to LA, started street performing.
Okay.
Hit Santa Monica Pier, Hollywood Boulevard, and singing all the oldies, all the new shit. So that's why Usher was such an influence. 'Cause I would sing like a bunch of his songs, a lot of Sam Cooke, a lot of
That'll always get them to
Temptations.
stop and shit.
Absolutely, yeah.
So from coming from the Santa Monica and performing, you know, what, and then up until your point now,
Yeah.
what would you consider a big moment in your career this far, aside of coming on the Fixx? Because I know that's like a big thing.
that is
So,
a
like-
big deal. That is a big deal.
Like,
straight up.
no, I'm fucking with you, but it is. But
Yeah.
what would you consider like a big thing for you from coming from the beginning till now?
Well, it's a couple things. One is I won a Grammy in 2011,
Oh shit!
and working with Madonna, and
What?
that was
Shit, ain't
that was
bad.
like
Hell yeah, that's
unreal.
a
You
major
know,
name to drop.
Yeah. It was just, I mean, one of them things. Like it still feels weird to even talk about it because, like I said, you know, I started out as a street performer. You know what I'm saying? A good day for me back in the day was making $200 in one day from singing songs.
Yeah.
But then to get, you know, kind of pushed into the writing world and being discovered in that world to be able to write songs for Flo Rida and Madonna and Justin Bieber and, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, writing has been a great thing for me. I sold over 30 million records in my career. And,
Congrats.
thank you. But now it's like, even with the accident, I'm switching all over the place. I hope
No,
that's all right.
this is flowing good. You good?
Man, say what the fuck you need.
Even
to say.
with the accident, you know, 2 years ago, I got discovered a tumor that was in my jaw
Okay.
called the meloblastoma, and you know, when them long ass fucking words, I don't know what none of that shit means. So I'm telling the doctor like, yo,
Can't
like,
spell it. none of that.
yeah, like break this shit all the way down for me. What is it? What do I have? And he was like, it's aggressive tumor in the jaw that basically eats away facial tissue and bone structure. And so I'm kind of hit with like another crossroads in my life, like, and sometimes I had to ask God, like, damn, I ain't got beat up enough, like, you know what I'm saying, losing all the things that I've lost. But I looked at it as a positive way, so I ended up finding out the process was going to take about a year to recover. But God blessed me with not having a year, actually having 3 months. So the surgeon actually removed the tumor. He took my right jaw in the process and replaced it with a titanium plate.
Okay.
But I'm here. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man.
Still singing.
Still doing what I love, man.
Still got the voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's beautiful because, you can, sometimes when you have setbacks, they kind of just mess up everything else that you have planned. But you still thriving, you still moving,
Absolutely.
you still writing, doing your thing.
Yeah.
So I really want to know, so were you discovered on Santa Monica or in Hollywood for your career to just start booming? Where was that like? When did the threshold really hit and then you just started popping? Yeah,
well, I came out in 2004, 2003, when everybody was like, man, why you don't go to Atlanta? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Savannah. It's like, oh, just go to Atlanta. Why you want to move all the way to LA? And at that time, nobody was in LA like that. Like, as far as, of my age, writers and producers and singers like that. Everybody was coming out of Atlanta with LaFace and all those cool things. So I was there for 5 years, and I remember it was in September in 2008, 2007. I ended up meeting someone who was like, yo, like, I see you singing on the street. Like, is there, do you write music for other people? And at the time, I wrote music for myself, so I was like, yeah, I write music. You know what I'm saying? You get an opportunity. I just lied my ass off just to get where I need to go.
Hollywood.
So I was like, yeah, I'll write everything. So he set up the meeting with me and the A&R, vice president of A&R at Atlantic Records.
Oh, shit.
And shout out to my boy Brandon Kitchen, who's the one who discovered me, and Rachel Noel as well. So set up the meeting. The guy told me, he's like, yo, we got this record for Flo Rida. We think, we need somebody to write, or at least put together the hook going for it. So I had like 30 minutes and wrote the hook.
Put that shit together.
And was like, yo, yeah. It's like 30 minutes, sent it out. Next thing you know, it's on the radio in like 3 months.
How much you get off that? I don't mean to be in your pocket. I'm just curious. You know what I'm saying?
It was nice. I mean, the publishing check was real nice.
Okay.
I got a 6-figure deal from
That's
Universal.
What's up. That's what's
yeah,
up.
so that really that was my moment where I was like, okay, shit, I could really do this.
You ever just go to those spots in Santa Monica where you was, doing your thing in the beginning and just
Hell
be
yeah.
like, man, this is where it all started?
Hell yeah, I still street perform, man.
That's what's
I
up.
do that in my spare time. Like, I'll take my daughter out with me.
Yeah.
And we'll just go to Santa Monica. We'll go to Huntington Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a little PA system.
Okay.
And we'll just go out there, just mob and just set up and just sing.
That's
I feel
dope.
like that's
my homies do that out there. They still be. That's a crazy life and shit though.
It is.
But
It
they
is.
get busy though.
It's cutthroat.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is cutthroat,
it is
right?
cutthroat.
Yeah,
Because niggas in your spot, you're going to have to
beefing
fight.
and shit.
Yeah, I
that
got
shit
in a few
crazy,
fights,
bro.
but it's all good, It's
Santa Monica.
Niggas be stealing like different show ideas.
Yeah.
And taking it to like a different state. That shit crazy.
Yeah, and in Hollywood, I mean, like I said, if you were in LA and you saw two guys, because it was also me and my younger brother, if you saw two guys singing between 2004 and 2009, it was us.
Yeah. That's dope.
What about the flips and all of that? You ever run into them?
Yeah. I
made
made good relationships with the street performers
Yeah.
and like the break dancers. Because what I do for my hustle, I be like, yo, I pay y'all like X amount of dollars just to come over here and dance a little bit, just so the crowd could get nice and thick, and then we get them with the songs, and then they go back and we do the same thing back, vice versa.
Yeah.
So as like an R&B artist, you're basically an R&B artist.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like R&B is today?
I think R&B's dope right now. I feel like, artists like SZA and Daniel Caesar, Miguel. I mean, these guys to me are just like reinventing what R&B is to me. You know what I'm saying? Where it's more instrumentation, and I love hip hop first and foremost. I love hip hop. I grew up with hip hop as a huge part of my life, but also R&B. So it makes me feel good to see people in such a vulnerable state, kind of saying how they feel, and that's kind of what I always wanted to do.
But do you feel like R&B is kind of like set in like the background?
Absolutely. Well, I think what happened is, and this is coming from a writer's background, the rapper or the hip hop artist became the singer. So what happened is it left people who can sing kind of
Challenge.
out in the wind a little bit. Now here and every now and again you'll hear a rapper and then you hear a hook and you be like, oh man, he's
Auto tune fucked it up.
Yeah. Just, facts.
Auto tune fucked it all up.
Facts.
Yeah.
I think the idea that an artist can be able to do it without having to pay that fee to whoever, and just be like, all right, I'm gonna just rock it myself.
That's what they've been doing since the beginning of time, though, too. Like Ray Charles and like the Temptations. Like it's creative space.
Yeah.
It's like it really became pop. That's how I look at it. Like R&B became pop.
Yeah.
Because it ain't just stuck for black people no more, or people in pain. It's just kind of like just music. But it ain't no Jodeci no more though.
Yeah.
Like it ain't no like Drew Hills. It ain't no like Jagged Edges.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you guys feel that R. Kelly kind of ushered everything in that direction too? I mean, you had the hip hop artists, getting on tracks, acting like they know how to sing, but we know they ain't know how to sing. But then R. Kelly, he kind of semi started trying to rap. Slash still doing the singing.
It was.
I think I would agree with that. I think he brought a new energy to it, to where the R&B singer is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think, for a while when definitely gangster rap was prevalent, and after that, R&B singers started to look like as it wasn't as cool as hip hop artists.
Yeah.
Because I think what happened was because hip hop was such a new form, a new art form.
No, wait, Bobby Brown was rapping.
Yeah, but his
not rap singing.
His run wasn't as long and as strong as R. Kelly's influence, I feel. That's just
Nate Dogg.
Yeah, but it ain't on R. Kelly though.
Yeah.
You got to think R. Kelly been doing that shit since niggas was in our elementary.
He was able to do both.
I was in 4th grade.
That's what I'm saying. Like that nigga been.
I mean, who else had an R&B? Duo album with Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying?
That he fucked the money up with that.
He fucked that up.
I mean,
remember that.
Best of Both Worlds was a dope album.
Yeah, that was a dope.
It was a dope album, but his allegations fucked it all up.
I give the end of the bridge to T-Pain, because T-Pain can sing a little bit more than a rapper should, and he can write dope raps, and then he mastered auto-tune.
Yeah.
So it gave a lot of people credit to a lot of people. Inspiration or motivation. I can't even front to feel like, well, damn, I could sing too.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, fuck it. Auto tunes can help me with my shit. Well, why hire this nigga when I can sound like? And then you got a Future. You got because I went to Migos shit and they sound like it was just all auto tune. It was
that's it.
And you can apply that across the board to production. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you had the SSL joints and you was doing beats on those. You know what I'm saying? Now you got the guy who can make a beat in his living room or in his bedroom. Yeah. So that's everything evolved in that way.
Yeah.
And I think the cream rises to the top.
Yeah.
So if you're great, you'll always get noticed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people will pay attention.
When you hear a lot of African American artists saying that the Grammys doesn't show African Americans a lot of love, but you happen to be an African American artist that did win a Grammy, how do you feel about that? Because, I mean, yeah, you won a Grammy, but it should be more line shining on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that way people can stop feeling like, well, African-American artists don't get that much. Somebody like you that came from, your town, Santa Monica hustle, to winning a Grammy, I mean, I feel like that should have more light put on it. That's major. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I have a love-hate thing for the Grammys itself, and I've been a member for a long time. I feel like, if you're not, Quincy Jones, you're not going to get as much of that spotlight as you should. And I think that is, I feel like as a black man, I feel like we should get more recognition, and there should be more things noticeable in that regard. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't let that motivate me. If I don't win another one for the rest of my life, I'm okay with that. I contributed, great things to these artists that have nominated and have won, but it still doesn't define me as a person as well.
That's what's up. You still got the Soul Train Award
as an artist.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, that'd be dope, but if it don't ever happen in life, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be alive, bro.
That's
So
all
I ain't
right.
even trying. I ain't tripping.
Yo,
You got the BET Awards,
You got
Soul
BET
Train.
Awards?
yeah.
You got all this shit.
At the end of the day, I got a BET award.
Yeah. I think we us as black folks too, we need to put more energy in the shit that's always been supporting us. You know what I'm saying? So
very true.
we don't need validation from the outside sources.
Yeah.
We can always, that's why it makes me feel good to see people who made it to, you know, the pop world or whatever you want to call it, and still support things like that. Cause
I never got that too, cause you see the country music awards, they be in there doing their thing. Yeah. They ain't tripping off no Grammys and none of that shit. That's their shit, the country music awards. But then you get the BET awards, you get the big artists that just won't show up. There's always somebody accepting the award for them on their behalf. It's like, why you can't come to that shit? It's our shit.
Important and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it ain't really our shit too.
True. I mean, yeah. I mean, behind the scenes,
facts,
it really ain't our
facts,
shit.
big facts.
You know. Very
just do your job. That's how we look at it. Like you said, the cream will rise to the motherfucking top. If you the best of the best, your ass will be up there.
Yeah,
other than that, you be in the motherfucking seats with me watching, or on the couch
at the
smoking
pad.
with me. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody don't get a Grammy, okay?
Yeah.
Super fun.
You feel me?
Yeah, straight up.
Back to you though. What was your inspiration for the name Jackie's Boy?
My mother.
Okay, so her name was Jackie.
Yeah, her name was Jackie.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, she was the best woman ever. You know, I know everybody say about their mom or whatever, but for me, she was really the driving force behind everything I do, and just always been there and supported me and looked out for me. So I was like, man, if I ever get a chance to do what I love to do, which is step out on my own and do my own music, I gotta show love to her because she was the first one to believe in me.
So people in power of the record label, would they criticize your name?
No, I haven't gotten that. I haven't gotten that before. I remember shit like 2009, and a label exec was like, because it was me and my brother doing music at the time, and he was like, you know what? And this is when Black Eyed Peas was like real high. He was like, yo, we should just add a girl in y'all group and just have it like this and and change your name. And I was like, nah, bro, that ain't happening.
You glad you didn't do that, bro?
Yeah. It's like, I'm not in this shit to sell records. It'd be nice to do it, but this is bigger than that.
Had khakis up his ass and a Prius in the parking lot. You don't know nothing about no music.
Nah, I hate that's the shit that I hate.
I'm glad you stuck to your guns.
Oh
man.
my gosh.
It seemed like you went through a lot of pain, but it seemed like you're super successful at perseverance.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
Like that's what I hear, and people love to hear that. They love to hear that side of the story too.
I appreciate that.
There's one thing about expressing your pain and people feeling bad for you. You know, the guilt trip shit. Like we all go through our shit, but it's only the strong survive. You know what I mean? And people want to hear about the perseverance side, the joys of overcoming that type of stuff and being in overdrive to get over that fucking hump. Because that's the part that people don't understand how to get over, and you display that. So you start talking about that type of shit. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that, man.
A bunch of Grammys, dog.
Thanks, bro, man. One thing I realized early in my life, man, is like soaking and saying woe is me never got me anything, bro.
Yeah, that shit don't motherfuckers, like, you don't want niggas to feel sorry for you.
Nah,
shit. Like,
bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, they'll love the story, but they also want to see you win. And ain't nothing like looking at a winner that persevered through some shit.
Thanks, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, you said that, because I can relate as well. Your family, you guys are used to like holding pain inside more so than expressing it. So if anything, I feel like those tend to be some of like the strongest people, even though it is not bad. It is not good to constrain all that hurt and that pain. Just because of that being a part of who you are, I feel like that has a lot to do with how you've made it this far and everything. So I think that's really dope. And I love the song that you play. It was called Anomaly.
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 I don't know why I cannot say that.
It's about what? Like the one, right?
Yeah, the one. Yeah, it's just a fancy way of saying somebody special.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Somebody
that's
you
fly
want.
shit you say, like, because I'm listening to the song, I'm like, oh, this shit. Like, I could see a shorty like, oh, you never heard that song? Anomaly? It's like, we may not have heard of it, but the girls will hear it. They like gravitate. You're a smart motherfucker right here.
And you know they're going to put that in all their little IG pictures.
Hashtag anomaly.
No, it's not. It just doesn't say anonymous. That's all I'm going to say.
Bitch, you anonymous, bitch.
You ain't anonymous.
Anonymous ass bitch. Acting like she anomaly.
Thanks, man.
I'm weak, but hey, go ahead and let us know what you have coming up. Let us know again where we can find that track and where we can find you on social media.
Absolutely. Well, I got a show coming up at the New York Marathon. I'm performing. I'm honored to do it for charity, for leukemia, actually, a disease my mother passed away from. So about 100,000 people in New York. So it's gonna be dope. Get a nice little stage. So if you're in New York, come and check me out. And then I got a show in Berlin coming up in November. So if you're in town, check me out there. And then also everything is Jackie's Boy. So you can find that song on Spotify under my name, Jackie's Boy.
There you have it. That's Jackie's Boy. So what we're gonna do is take a quick break, listening to the Fixx on Dash Talk X.